Hello, everyone. Welcome to Court with Krissy. If you learn two things from this court hearing, let it be one, never try and negotiate with the judge during your sentencing, and two, don't wear a dress to a Super Bowl party. I hope you like it. Court with Krissy is now in session.
Smith, this is file 242323 at Y2, it's date and time of sentencing. Ms. Smith is here with Mr. Burdett. Mr. Short is here for the people. The conviction here is indecent exposure, a 1-year maximum misdemeanor. Ms. Smith, have you had the chance to see this pre-sentence report and a substance use assessment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so some data in the PSI is missing because you didn't show for your PSI. But is the information that is in the PSI, is that accurate? And are the facts in the assessment accurate?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So then by way of elocution, are there comments, Mr. Burdett?
Yes, Your Honor. In regard to this, the PSI interview, my client has indicated in the statement that she did call multiple times to try to reschedule, but apparently there wasn't enough time to reschedule before the sentencing today.
Okay.
So it wasn't intentional. I mean, she did schedule the substance use assessment.
Okay.
I spoke with my client about this. You know, this is a very embarrassing incident. I mean, she's, you know, the community knows about it. She feels very embarrassed about it. Right now, she is, you know, going. She went to AA. I got some online sheets, some sign-in sheets. She's addressing her alcohol issues. I worked with the recommendations with her, and you know, one of the issues that she has is that she has very little money, Your Honor, and probation is requiring I think, you know, some PBTs and things like that. And the PBT mission, what is it, like $11 a day?
It's nearly 100 a week, and I make maybe 200, $13 an hour. I'm still waiting for this. They won't allow me to work.
Okay.
And I think given the, you know, the incident, I mean, it was a disturbing the peace. You know, she wasn't driving a motor vehicle. Nobody was in danger. She was just being just drunk and disorderly, for lack of a better term. What we request, Your Honor, is my client already spent 3 days in jail. She has, you know, the community knows about it. She's mortified about this incident, and what we requested, if the court would consider just sentencing my client to just 3 days in jail with 3 days time served with no probation. In regards to fines and costs, so the court could waive those given her indigent status.
All right. So, Ms. Smith, are there comments you'd like to make?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm that day I was apologizing to VI establishment, to Joshua Dieters. I was already embarrassed for ruining Super Bowl, that rejection and all that and then my intoxicated state, which is very rare, that drinking massive Marys on that day. I was left by the gentleman that took me to Boone's. So that also put me in this weird manic, I believe if they would have locked the door, I could have just went in. But again, Jordan and I don't know what happened in that moment. Could be because I was married, you know, to law enforcement, but I definitely am getting the medical attention that I need. I've upped my therapy to every 2 weeks. I've been going to therapy, psychologist Colombo, since my breakdown in 2020. With the Elmo Doll incident when I hit Jordan with that. Again, I'm just more embarrassed with my children. I have grandchildren, 5 and 6 coming. I'm embarrassed. And so I would like to also ask that this be put behind me. It's causing a lot of stress. Even just blowing in that tube, driving on the road and always thinking I'm gonna forget to do it. Is causing me, I tried to go to AA the other day and I broke down. I don't want to be around a bunch of people right now. So yeah, just Thank you, and I'm sorry to waste everyone's time.
Okay, Mr. Short, anything for the people?
Thank you, Your Honor. Obviously, the substance abuse assessment shows a moderate alcohol use disorder despite health concerns, despite interpersonal problems, despite past legal involvement. We're still here for a drinking incident again where the VAC was, I believe, about 0.2. I think the recommendations of probation are appropriate. I think the continued testing is appropriate. I think this is clearly an issue as identified by the assessment. And ultimately, if she chooses to do jail instead of probation, I would suggest give her half the time and she can do 6 months and sit for 6 months or do the 1-year probation.
All right, so those are good points. I do believe for all the reasons stated by Mr. Short and what's in the assessment and the facts of the case and your prior record, you need to be on probation and be supervised to be sure that you continue in counseling, you get a handle on the alcohol issue, and try to turn this situation around. Probation is meant to support you with therapeutic intervention, monitoring, and your probation agent is always there if you need extra help with anything that's going on in your life. So for that reason, I do think probation is appropriate. If you'd rather do some jail instead of probation, you could do that too, because if a person can't do probation, doesn't want to do probation, jail is the alternative to protect the public. So would you rather do jail? Or?
May I do community service at Samaritan's Closet, or
That's part
maybe
of
like during
probation.
the week come in? I work every weekend. I obviously can't do jail, lose my job, but I could do like Mondays through Thursday in jail, so I don't lose my job. I do have a dog and no support, but I cannot afford probation, Your Honor. I'm just by the math alone.
Yeah, would it be possible in lieu of jail and probation that my client do community service?
I don't think that sufficiently addresses the issues that Ms. Smith needs to address.
I have back-to-back appointments, Your Honor, where I am enjoying my therapy every 2 weeks. I have a heart appointment to get my echo and stuff. I have the meds that I'm getting on. AA, trying to still do those at least 3 days a week so I can stay plugged into the community. To do them, I'm just gonna be honest, I have health issues. I'm bleeding for a very long time, my menstrual cycle. It's embarrassing to talk about, but it puts me, I'm only functioning at 30% of my heart now. I'm barely getting oxygen to my brain right now. I need rest. I can't be blowing in tubes at 11 o'clock at night. I need to go to sleep. I need to go to sleep at like 7. So I'm just wondering if community service, I want to do these things. I want to be a good, outstanding citizen. I was for nearly 20 years. I had a successful company here. Was at your service. I want to serve the community. I don't want to be in a jail cell.
Well, you've successfully completed probation before in 2016 and 2020. So, I mean, that's a good sign. So this is what we'll do. I am going to place you on a shorter than normal period of probation, which is 6 months. At the halfway point, 3 months, if you've done everything that you're supposed to do and things are going well, you can request early discharge at 3 months. But I want to make sure you get going in these therapeutic things that you need right now. And I think you need to, right now, probation supervision. So it's 6 months. I'll waive the fines and costs to make the PBTs easier for you, given your financial situation. And you said you're applying for disability. I think you said that at the plea as well. Have you done that?
Tier of that, so it's almost 2 years into it. So I'm not giving up yet. They don't want, and I can't work full time. It's exhausting. And all the.
Well, I don't know if I'm getting the straight story there, but you can talk to Mr. Burdett about applying for disability. Usually it's better if a person has a disability attorney, okay?
I do have an attorney, Your Honor.
Oh,
for disability.
who's that?
It's called Disability Law Group.
Okay, well, work with them and hopefully your disability comes through.
Yes,
for you.
thank you. I'm a hardship.
So I'm waiving fines and costs, like I said, there's a $75 crime victim fee though, a $50 state fee. I'll reduce the attorney fee to $300. Now, while on probation, may not consume or possess alcohol, may not use or possess illegal drugs or mood-altering substances, no recreational marijuana, not to consume or possess non-prescribed medications, not to reside where alcohol or illegal drugs are present. No bars, casinos, or places that serve alcohol but glass. You can continue working at, is it Barrels and Barrels? Okay. But there's no open alcohol there, and if you have to possess it for your job, that's fine, but not outside of work. Not to behave in a violent, threatening, intimidating, or harassing way toward anyone. Be respectful of all court employees, service and care providers. Continue your 3 AA meetings weekly with verification monthly to probation. Attend, cooperate, complete, and pay the fee of individual counseling and provide that information, sign a release so probation can get your counseling information and measure your progress. Now, when we dealt with the bond violation on March 29, you were ordered to continue counseling, and you referenced, was it Dr. Colombo at CMH? Right.
She's busy, but yes, Your Honor, she, yeah, I have all the documents to show all that my family doctor or whatever is working with Colombo. They're all really releasing information to each other right now to find out the best.
All right.
Dr. Colombo believes that I do not need medication over the years, that it was event mania. Obviously, police officers are triggering me still because I was in an abusive relationship for nearly 20 years.
All right, so
Watch Sergeant Smith beat the crap out of my mother.
Let me finish, please.
Yeah.
So I will order individual counseling that can be with Dr. Colombo if probation feels that's appropriate. Provide a release for all counseling so probation can gauge your success. And that's for mental health purposes. You also need to engage in substance abuse counseling, follow our recommendations there. I'll continue the 4 times daily PBTs. Those can be reduced going forward. If you do well, I'll order 3 days of community service work. I think you'll enjoy doing that, giving back to your community.
I cannot do all of this.
And then notify probation if you have contact with law enforcement. And right now, credit for time served. Are you saying you can't do this?
Your Honor, I'm one human being, just one. I know that I look like I can do a lot, but do you understand what you're just asking me to do financially, which I'm thankful. But Your Honor, I can't do all of that mentally. I couldn't even put words together after my business was hijacked in 2020, and he stole a $200,000 fee from me.
Okay. So if you're telling me,
I couldn't even form words.
hang on.
Then I had a heart attack. You're asking me to do too much, Your Honor.
Well, okay.
I'm barely able to get out of bed. I'm barely able to go into Barrels and Barrels and say, welcome to Barrels and Barrels. It's called social anxiety. I had a business, had 200 employees, 25 to 40 all year round. I had a mental breakdown when I had to fire my best friends of 20 years because they were stealing money.
Okay, so
I'm not in a place where I can do a schedule like that. I can barely call back my heart doctor because I have so many appointments all the time running around. Driving to Traverse City, I just got them to switch my payment from Traverse City to Leelanau County when I should have never been in Traverse City this whole time. 2 months, I've pretty much been on probation already for almost 3 months. It's literally killing me.
well, like I said, you
So
were
maybe I do maybe jail time, which I don't want to, from Monday until Thursday.
the jail can't do sentences like that, so.
They
no.
can do weekends, then I can ask Barrels to move my time.
They can't do successive weekends either.
Why? You used to.
Well,
How about a freaking ankle bracelet then? Embarrass me more. Embarrass me more. Put an ankle bracelet on me then. Embarrass me.
All right, so if you're not gonna do probation, that's
I'm just saying
fine.
I can't do all those appointments. I need to be able to go to bed.
All right, so let's
I
do,
need to be able to
hang
go
on.
to bed at
let's
7 o'clock.
do this. Mr. Burdette, would you please take a few minutes with your client and help her figure out what she wants to do? I mean, if she can't do this,
I can't.
it's gonna have to be some kind of jail
Lord, babe,
sentence.
how many days community service were you just recommending?
3 days community service.
On top of 3 days, A meetings in person? On top of working 4 days a week? The night shift?
Well, so,
I
You-
already know it's gonna fail.
all right, it's very good. So you were a .202 when this happened in broad
Yes,
daylight
there
in downtown Sutton's Bay. You wrestled with the police after exposing yourself.
I did not mean to expose myself. I was wearing a dress.
Well, you pled guilty and you told us what the facts were. So, and you put the police in danger by wrestling with
I
them.
asked Mr. Stroke why he was following me.
Right,
He's been
so
bothering me for 5 years.
I don't need you to talk to your client. So I think under the circumstances, it's going to be no probation, the same fines and costs, and 60 days jail credit for time served.
60 days in jail, Your Honor?
Yep.
Please, Your
I
Honor.
told you it's an alternative to probation, so we're done.
I thought I was able to take a break, Your Honor.
Well, no,
Wait and talk.
you were wrong.
Your Honor, please.
So she's all set. Thank
Well,
you.
what about my heart monitor?
The jail will help you with that. So
Your Honor, please.
we're done. We're done. I have to move on. So
Yeah, could I at least have opportunity to talk to her about this?
Yes.
back there, yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, moving on. People versus Benjamin Oliver Brown, file 24-23-44.5. It's a date and time of sentencing in this case. Looks like Mr. Brown is
I'm
here.
sorry for disrespect,
Mr. Slocum. All right, the conviction here is stalking and attempted resisting obstructing an officer, concurrent 1-year misdemeanors.